everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the mid-year freak out book tag, which was created by two people. I don't know their exact names, so I'm going to link their channels below, but I saw this and it was really cool because I was thinking about doing like a mid-year wrap-up to talk about kind of how many books I've read and my favorite books, and so I think this is a perfect way to do it, so let's just get right into it. The first question is the best book you've read so far in 2016, and I could not pick just one, but I'm going to pick one of my favorites. This isn't probably my favorite, but this is one of the best ones I've read, and it is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. If you did not know what this is about, it is Virginia Woolf's kind of expose or essay on women in fiction. So she talks about how for a long time women were viewed in the lens of just a lover to a man because so many men were writing in fiction, and women were never really given more than a one-dimensional personality. It was kind of just like she's the romance or she's the drama queen kind of thing, and how a lot of men gave that persona not necessarily in a negative way, in the way that women weren't allowed to speak up for themselves. Lots of men never got exposed to, the things that women go through. Best sequel you've read in 2016, and I have to say it's probably Dragonfly Amber by Diana Gabaldon. I loved this book. It's so sad. It's so upsetting, but it's written so beautifully. It's such a long novel. It gets you engrossed. It gets you wanting to read it, and I got to the end and I actually just was so upset, and I could visibly kind of feel the characters and kind of mourn for them. So I would say definitely this one. I think Diana Gabaldon's writing is just fantastic anyways. So next question is new release that you haven't read but you want to. If you did not see, I read Wolf by Wolf earlier this year and I absolutely loved it. It is talking about a girl who it's set in an alternate time period where the Nazis and Germany wins World War II, so they kind of just take over the entirety of Europe, and Hitler organizes a bike race that goes along all parts of basically Germany since he took over all of Europe, and it's very, very interesting. She devises this plot and all these things, and it was really, really interesting. Well, the second book came out. I really enjoyed this book, and I haven't read it yet. It's called Blood for Blood. I've heard it's fantastic, and yeah, I would highly recommend the first book, but I haven't read it yet. I don't know if it's just been I didn't have enough time or whatever, but I'm definitely going to read that as soon as possible. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So when this video comes up, I think the book will be out because I'm on vacation at the time, but Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So I know that it's really not the same thing as another Harry Potter book, and I know a lot of people are kind of, not excited for it, or they're just like, yeah, it is what it is, because J.K. Rowling didn't really write it. It was written by a screenwriter. The thing is any more glimpse I get into the world of Harry Potter, I love. Like, I can't complain about it. Whoever writes it, I don't really care. I would prefer it to be J.K. Rowling, but I don't really care. So for me, even if the plot seems like something that's dumb, I'm still gonna read it. I'm still excited for it because I love that world. I love the characters. I love what they do in the world. It's incredible. So for me, I'm really excited for that. Next question, biggest disappointment. You guys have already heard that I did not like The Last Star. Unfortunately, I loved The Fifth Wave. I read that this year as well. I thought it was fantastic, but this book kind of fell short for me. The ending did not wrap up the way I want to, but I am somebody who is very, very meticulous about how I like my endings. I like them at a certain time in a certain way, so I can be kind of harsh on them sometimes, but I think for me, this really just focused too much on the romance aspect and not enough on the actual fifth wave, the aliens kind of thing. Biggest surprise of 2016, so I'm gonna say Long Gone by Alistair Burke. I really, really liked this book. I talked about it in I talked about this in one of my videos. I bought this at a used book sale for like $1. I wasn't expecting too much out of it, just kind of a cool story, but I actually really enjoyed it. Next one is favorite new author. Gonna have to give it to Diana Gabaldon. I read her books for the first time this year and I absolutely loved them. She's obviously not a new author, but she's new to me, so I would say definitely her. I think she is fantastic at what she does. She does a really good job with just being very eloquent about her characters, her world building, her structure of the story. I like how her timeline goes. I really, really just mesh well with her writing. What a surprise! Outlander's winning all of my awards, but newest fictional crush, gotta give it to Jamie Fraser. When have I ever not fallen in love with Jamie Fraser? I just think that he's just such a dashing character. There are parts of him that I didn't appreciate in the novel. There are some scenes that I didn't really enjoy, but I, for the most part, enjoy his character. I think he's just kind of like a dreamy character. Newest favorite character. I'm probably gonna have to say Louisa Clark from Me Before You. I just think she is the epitome of just positivity. I think for her character to kind of still be a positive person throughout all this stuff going on, in her life, is just incredible. Did you cry? Me Before You again. Honestly, I don't cry very many times in a book, so I'm not going to say that I really cried when I read this, but I would say if I was going to get the closest to crying, it would be at the end of this when she reads a specific note. It's just, it like wrenches out your heart. Next one is book that made you happy. Honestly, I don't really have one. Oh yes, I do. I just saw it on my shelf. A book that made you happy. The Royal We. So this is kind of like a super like classic literature kind of thing. It's more of like a chick lit book, but I loved it. I thought it was so awesome, and just the way that it kind of is Kate Middleton fan fiction. I'm like, I love this. I love that someone got Kate Middleton fan fiction published. Next question, most beautiful book that you have bought or received this year. Honestly, I'm looking at my shelves and I don't really have too many books that I think are, you know, spectacular looking, but I would say this one's a super cool cover that I really like. It's called Finding London by Ellie Wade. I really enjoyed this book as well, so I would highly recommend it, but it is this kind of overlay of London, and then there's just all these different colors, and I just think it's really pretty. So I really enjoyed this cover. I think the book was really, really good. I'm super excited to read the next one. This question is a book you need to read by the end of the year. Voyager. I need to read this because I want to read it, but also because it's just like, look at how long it is. And the last book really tore my heart out, so I was kind of giving myself some time to wait out this world, and I also don't want to like binge read this whole series because for me I want to like make it last for as long as possible, but I think I'm gonna be able to finish it pretty soon, so I'm excited about that, but I know I need to finish this, so I'm gonna get on that. Last question is favorite book community member. Honestly, there's not really one specific one that I have, but the people that I watch the most book videos from, I would say, are Emma's Book. She's amazing. She does such cool videos, and I really enjoy her content. She seems like an amazing person. She seems so sweet, so I love her videos. And then Poland's Bananas Books, obviously Christine. I love her. I just love her channel. I think she's super cool. And honestly, there's a lot of small people I watch. Books and Lala, I watch, you know, just lots of random booktubers, just random people in my subscription box. But yeah, I really appreciate all different kinds of booktubers. So, you know, if you're a smaller one out there and you want me to check out your channel, I'd love to see it. Just comment down below, but especially because everybody brings something to the table when talking about literature. You know, we all have our different experiences. We all have different things that we do, have gone through or have experienced, and I think it's super cool to get to hear everyone's take on a book. So, yeah, so that was my full official 2016 book freak out midway year tag thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you back here later.
If you're not on it, just be honest, 'cause others they'll be on it, yeah, I promise. I graduated from the waist, now the only men I see is sitting